Bonjour tout le monde, we're the Vagabrothers, and this is part 3 of our 6 video series on Quebec.
In this episode, we're leaving Montreal and we're heading to Quebec City for Winter Carnival.
First, we got a train to catch.
Let's go.
Bienvenue, mon frère. Put your bag down, let's go.
Alright guys, well, we've just arrived at Quebec City to our hotel, Chateau Frontenac, and wow, it's a castle.
Okay, so we just finished checking into the Hotel Frontenac, and now we're walking through the old town of Quebec. This was the original French settlement here, and it's also the only walled city north of Mexico, which is why it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It was also the site of that fateful battle between the English and the French, 1759. 3-month siege culminates in 15 minutes of fighting on the Plains of Abraham. Both the French and the British general die, and Quebec became part of British Canada.
Anyways guys, we're here for Carnival. It's a Catholic tradition that's celebrated all around the world, and it's basically like 2 weeks of feasting and partying before Lent, 40 days of being on your best behavior. So we're gonna indulge a little bit later at an urban sugar shack, but first we're gonna go down and check out a tradition that only happens here, ice canoe racing on the St. Lawrence River, which by the way is full of icebergs and almost completely frozen.
So we're gonna meet up with Felix, who's one of the organizers, and we'll learn a bit more about ice canoe racing and how it got started.
First of all, it was a transportation mode. It's been from a transportation mode to a sports competition, really developed and really sophisticated. We are in a special river. The current changes direction 4 times a day, and there are huge chunks of ice that are floating on the water. It's Mother Nature who gives the most challenging part.
That event is ridiculously insane. One of the coldest looking competitions too.
It's definitely cool to see. Thank God we didn't fall in the water. We just got to watch it from a distance and stay all toasty.
Congratulations to the winners, but we're gonna head back to the center of town, warm up a little bit, and see the celebrations.
Yes, so it's Carnival time. Go check it out.
Let's go. Well, we've just arrived to the Winter Carnival Fairgrounds, and looks like there's a lot to do, man.
For sure. We're actually on the Plains of Abraham, which is where the big battle between the French and the English armies were back in the day. But
dude, zorbing, oh my
there's toboggan,
God.
There's toboggans, there's zorbs, there's ice sculptures. So we're just gonna go check out everything and see what we can get into.
How you doing? Bienvenue, ami palais. Denier? Denier?
No, ice is
De hiver? Welcome to the Ice Palace.
So we're leaving Carnival, we're going to the hotel for a little sunset cocktail. We're walking through the old town, and this old town is incredible. It recently celebrated 400 years of settlement in 2008. So this town was founded in 1608 by the French. They gave you some perspective. 1607, just a year earlier, the British settlement of Jamestown was founded, and a year later, 1609, Santa Fe, New Mexico was founded by the Spanish. First impression so far?
Insane. Definitely one of the most beautiful cities in the Americas, without a doubt. This feels like an alpine town somewhere in France, you know? But then at the same time, it's like not French, it's not European, it's Quebecois, it's Canadian, it's really cool. I'm seriously digging this place. And it's time for a cocktail, which is making my fingers, my numb fingers, start to tingle again, which is great.
Dollar bills, if your hands determine anything you wanna come. Boy, what the plans, if your hands determine everything you wanna come. Yeah, so house cars and latest blues. No, got you feeling empty.
That's like exactly what I need. This is the old-fashioned Fairmont. It's got bourbon and rum.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
Rum? Bitters, Alex.
Yeah, bourbon and rum.
What? So that was a great cocktail, and this is a classic hotel. It's really an institution. When Canada built their railroad system in the 1800s, they constructed all these huge, magnificent hotels alongside the railway stations. So this place looks like a castle. It's very cool. We're super lucky to be staying here. But for dinner, we're going to a place a lot more unconventional. It's called La Bouche. It's owned by Yannick Parent, and he is a young restaurateur who's basically doing like a contemporary version of Quebecois comfort food. So, what are you feeling, bro?
Hungry.
Hungry.
Very ready to eat. Let's go.
C'est nos racines. C'est un restaurant typiquement québécois. On a mis nos racines de côté pendant des années. Il n'y avait aucun restaurant québécois dans le Vieux-Québec. Puis c'était important de remettre ça puis à la mode, puis de faire comprendre aux touristes qu'est-ce que c'était avec la nourriture de nos grands-mères, de nos grands-parents. C'est ça la bûche, c'est comme à la maison.
We try to do old recipe our way. It's new school. So tonight we're gonna eat rabbit wings, smoked salmon, fried meat pie, pea soup. Then we're gonna hit the main courses. We have la tourtière, shepherd's pie, and we're gonna finish you with the beer braised ham on a poutine. You can't get out here still hungry. Impossible.
Middle of winter, you can always work out in springtime. Drink beer, eat up, get fat, who cares?
I got pea soup and a cocktail that I don't even know what it is, but I just want to say we're being treated so well here. This is such a cool place. I feel like Quebec has many answers to the modern world's questions. Bacon, maple syrup, plaid beards, it's all here. Everyone, you just need to come to Quebec more often, I think. But personally, I have to eat this scallop.
Seriously, this is like man versus food. I have never been so stuffed in my life, but I'm not one to give up easily, so. Plaid on plaid on plaid, what? It's time to eat this poutine.
Maple coffee, tir d'érable sur la neige.
Everything we've eaten tonight has been covered in maple syrup, including maple syrup whiskey.
Final dish of the night is the sortilège. It's French for sorcery, basically Canadian whiskey mixed with maple syrup, and it's called sorcery because it just puts a spell on you.
Santé.
I love restaurants like that. I love restaurants that have a extremely deep appreciation for their heritage, but also they're so in tune with what this new generation likes. That restaurant has their finger on the pulse of global cuisine, but also their feet firmly planted in the roots of Quebecois culture, and that made for an exquisite dining experience.
Wow. I'm pretty much speechless, and I'm stuffed. I think I gained a couple of pounds in one sitting. Most food I've ever eaten without standing up and like leaving. But so happy, so pleasantly plump. Guys, today was amazing. Hopefully you enjoyed this video as much as we enjoyed filming it. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Vagabrothers if you have not already.
In the meantime, stay curious, keep exploring, and we'll see all of you guys on the road. À la prochaine.
Bonne nuit, au revoir.